Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom, and today we're just going to talk about the PC build I was working on and that I haven't uploaded in a few weeks. There are videos in the making. Things are just taking longer than expected, and I was kind of waiting for 5090 to come out. And now that 5090's come out, I am left in a real conundrum. Thanks, NVIDIA. So my issue is I was going to get a 5090, especially if the specs were what the rumors were, which they ended up being, until they went out of stock immediately. And as everyone already knows now, it's basically been a paper launch as far as I can understand. So what's actually going on is I wanted to buy an air-cooled one and actually learn how to switch it to a water-cooled. Like, you know, take the air cooler off and put a water block on and repaste that all sounded fun. What I'm running into is, now that I know it has liquid metal in it, and just seeing that, like, the FE version, for instance, is 3 PCBs with ribbon cables. I don't know if for a first water-cooled build it's something I should tackle, which kind of left me in another thing, because me thinking I'll wait didn't think through, well, I can't just like wait and then like get it on launch day because I won't know what water blocks are out there yet. I know Alpha Cool did announce some like the week before for, I think FE cards, but I mean, getting a card would have been a problem anyways, because I have a job. So I couldn't just sit there. I wasn't about to be part of the botting issue, so I was stuck in this waiting period. What I am thinking I'm probably going to do is still go with the 5090. I think getting a 4090, especially seeing the prices now, they're basically selling for, you know, MSRP of a 5090. That being said, MSRP versus what you're really going to get one for are different things. I know the MSRP versions, we're looking at like 25 to 2800 almost for 5090. Gigabyte, however, does have a pre-water-cooled 5090. I'll throw on the screen here. My only thing is it has a black on it, which, if you've watched the other videos on the channel, I was trying to avoid such color in my build. It will be mostly pointed down, so I don't think it'll be that big of a deal, and who knows. Seeming that they're behind, we have Chinese New Year, so manufacturing is probably not like super happening right now. I'm not expecting these to be back in stock anytime soon. So it might not even matter until this summer. So for now, I'm just in a waiting period. And what I did do, and I need to pull up the manual here, is I did get a new CPU cooler at least. Thinking about it, one of the other problems with the water-cooled build is I have all the parts to actually put together a functional computer and get it basically set up outside of the GPU. But because I'm water cooling, you can't just like throw it together and see. So I may have jumped the gun on ordering parts in hindsight. Not that I think I would have changed parts really, but it's just something else to pay attention to now that I know what I'm looking at here. But I think what we'll do for the rest of this video is I have the CPU in here. We can get that thermal pasted. We can get this heat killer thrown in there. It is a Alpha Cool block, the hardware Lux version. It's acrylic, as they say. And I mean, it looks pretty nice. It's a mostly silver block with nice little fins. As you can see there. So I'll be happy with it. It'll be fine. Actually, cool thing they do here is I opened it and I was like, oh, cool. It comes with the actual AM5 fittings and, you know, stuff like that. And then I was like, there's no actual paper in here. It was just the box and the modeling hardware. And that is literally it in here. But what I found is, if you paid attention when you open the box, there's a little QR code that links you to the manual. Really don't mind that. If that saves me packaging, or saves you packaging, saves me maybe 30 cents or whatever, I'll take that every time. I will not be complaining about that. Nonetheless, yeah, let's spend the rest of this video just getting it loaded, and then this PC might just be sitting here till I can get my hands on a water blocked card. There is a ton of other water blocked cards, but they all have AIOs. So that kind of defeats the purpose. I did think of running like a temporary loop to just the CPU and then just buying new tubing. But the hassle of dealing with that is, you know, a whole another situation. So I don't really want to do that either. and that's just where we're gonna leave it for now. All right, so we'll find out how this goes here. I have the specs pulled up on my phone. Not that it seems overly complicated anyways, but it looks like it's simple. Throw the plastic washers on these 4 screws, and then we'll just thermal paste it, plop the cooler on there, and screw this in. Kind of neat that they ship it all like assembled, basically, I guess would be how you would say this. So they'll go like that. Then we'll take these and we'll screw those on top of the stud. And just so you guys can see, that is what the picture's showing for AM5 right here. We have plastic washer, stud, and then we'll have our metal washer and a screw right there. So we're gonna get these put on there. We'll grab some thermal paste. All right, I thought I had some open thermal paste somewhere. I don't feel like looking for it, so we're going with the Cryonaut thermal grizzly grease here. Should be pretty nice, should work great for what we're doing. And comes with a little spreader, so we'll get a nice juicy spread on this thing. And then we'll put the water block on here and see how it looks. Should it look beautiful? All right, so in here we get the little thermal guy, a little spreader. I've never used a spreader in my life before, so this could be a first time. We get a manual on how to use the spreader, classically in Russian. And then we have an original certificate of origin to prove it's their product or something. But let's see here. Let's get to the American side, which is not even the other side. Let's get to the American side, which is not even in that side. It's not even in that side. It is somewhere on, here we go. So we're applying the thermal grizzly grease. Clean the contact surface. Cleaned, perfect. Apply with a spatula, the included spatula. So we can apply with a spatula or not. It's kind of up to us. So apply grease and apply approximately a 3x3 drop of thermal grease and spread it evenly. Normally the grease is very slow with a little pressure. Or we can fucking just drop it in there and the pressure of the heat sink will spread it. 3x3 millimeters. I'm an American. Let me clarify. I lived in Texas for a while and I'm an American. So no way this is gonna be, I'll show the camera what I'm doing here. No way this will be an even coat, but we're going with it, you know? I don't know what 3x3 millimeter is because they didn't really give us the height, but I reckon that should be plenty. And I'd show you guys the mount, but that'll kind of defeat the purpose and I'll have to redo the thermal paste. So we're not doing that today. You guys are gonna have to just trust me and I will trust me. And the only other thing I should look at here is to make sure I put this water block in the right orientation for what we're doing and that I remove the please film removal film thing, you know? I don't know if you guys can see this in this camera very well, but the fin array in there is freaking dense. This thing's gonna move great volumes of water, as one might say. So the way they show this, the retention guy down here, and I have no orientation of that other than the holes. So the lower hole goes towards the bottom of the bracket. So we're gonna just blindly listen to that. Yeah, I'm trying to remove you. It's freaking in the screw hole. Oh, clean machined surface. Highly reflective. All right, remember the lower hole goes towards the bottom. Bad news, boys, it doesn't fit. That's what she said. Oh. It does fit, I'm just not good with shapes. The round hole goes in the round hole. Oh, there's that side. Why doesn't this side want to go? Yeah. Oh, it feels a little wobbly on there. I suppose that's how it's gonna feel. All right, the only thing we gotta pay attention to here is it goes metal washer, spring, thumb screw. Let me tighten these by hand, so I'm gonna get it started on each one of these. Spring, thumb screw. I'm not screwing these down at all. Actually, with this motherboard and all the silver, I kind of like how this is looking. So, washer, spring, thumb screw. I can't wait till someone notices I did this wrong. So I'm gonna go these two at the same time. And get them tensioned just a little bit, then we'll go these two. I'm just gonna slowly kind of jump back and forth until they're tight. I don't know if this said otherwise. Actually, okay, install the mounting parts. Make sure the correct washers different the positions to ensure optimal contact pressure. Tighten the studs and nailed evenly and crosswise. So evenly and crosswise is what we were doing. I'm just gonna go until they get like pretty hard to turn by hand. Oh, that one bottomed out actually. Okay, well. All right, they're all bottomed out. That should be installed. We'll find out in a future video for real if it was. I did not use the spreader because I'm too lazy, to be honest, and I've decided that that's going to be just fine. Be a rant about the 5090 like everyone else did, and then it'll be me putting a CPU block on my computer that's going to sit and rot, unless I can talk one of these stupid companies to send it to a 8 subscriber YouTuber. just make me happy. All I wanted to do is my first water-cooled build, and NVIDIA is trying to kill off water cooling. Especially now that EK is basically gone, I feel like water cooling is on its way out. And it's cool, it's fun. To be honest, if I wasn't trying to do a water-cooled PC right now, I would recommend people buy a server rack, buy a $100, $150 case for their PC, and just throw everything in a server rack. Even if you're not going to be like a server guy or like home lab guy or whatever, like I'm not even that big of one. Just if you have more than one computer in your house, why would you not just throw it in there? Or if you have a NAS, what if you have a NAS and a computer? Just get a server rack, just throw it in there. Why buy many cases if you can buy 2 cheap cases and a little rack that you can put in a separate room or whatever? But no, I want to water cool, so hate me.